Hey there everyone, it's Retro Kaiser here and welcome to today's video. And man, does that feel good to say after 11 months. I was real busy with a whole lot of real life things, personal stuff that I had to take care of. And honestly, I was at the verge of giving up on YouTube. But hey, I had a nice long thought and I decided, no. All the effort I put into Retro Kaiser, and I'm not just gonna give up on it. So here we are, back with a new video today. And today's video is especially for those people who are like me, returning to Midnight Racing Tokyo after a very long time. For example, 11 months like me, or a year, or maybe 1 year, 5 months, I don't know. But those who are returning and coming back to play Midnight Racing Tokyo after a long time, this video is for them, because in this video we're going to be discussing all the changes that I noticed after 11 months that have come to Midnight Racing Tokyo. Will it be the same? Is it still the same game? Is everything the same as it used to be? We'll all find out today in this video. Okay, so the first thing that you'll notice as soon as you come back to Midnight Racing Tokyo is the prominence of the Tier 4 cars. Now, back when I left MRT, the Tier 4s were just new and they were fresh and they were just started off. And now you see literally everyone driving a GTR or a Porsche or a NSX. So it's a very big deal having and using a Tier 4 car in the year of 2024. As of August, it is essential in one way to have a Tier 4, because Tier 4 is the future. Now, when I'm talking about Tier 4, I'm talking about the GTR, the Porsche 911 GT3 RS, the GT3, the Lamborghini Gallardo, the Lamborghini Murcielago, the Dodge Viper, so on and so forth. And yes, these cars are also in the game. And if you don't have these cars, you're not going to be able to really see your names up in the leaderboard. Now, that is something that I've been noticing a whole lot, is that everyone has a Tier 4 basically. Even experienced racers all the way to the pros. So Tier 4 is very important if you're thinking about coming back. So just like me, if you are coming back and you want to get back into MRT in a serious way, in a competitive way, you're really gonna have to buy yourself a Tier 4 car. Now, the next most prominent change that I noticed in MRT as I came back to the game is the tuning side of things. Now, this isn't anything unexpected, neither is it uncalled for. It is very well expected and it was anticipated for a long time. If you go back to my older videos, you'll be able to see that I talked about this quite a bit, but I didn't really do a lot of tuning videos back in the day because before I left, I really wasn't that much of a tuner, and I really didn't have that kind of idea about tuning in MRT as much as I do right now, because now I'm experimenting and I'm also doing a lot of stuff regarding tuning. So I'll make videos on that later. But coming back to the topic, the biggest change that you'll notice is that we have lots of people running lots of crazy tunes on all types of Tier 2s and Tier 3s and making them run really nicely. I've recently been playing Ichikawa a lot, and I've noticed that there are a lot of great times that people are managing with a lot of tuned Evo 9s, R34s, and so on and so forth. But if that is something which I've really noticed, is that a lot of people are really utilizing that tuning system. And like before, what used to happen, you would mostly encounter people with stock cars, but right now the maximum amount of players you'll be encountering will either be running a Tier 4 or will be running a pretty nicely tuned Tier 3 or Tier 2 car. One thing which really hit me like a surprise, and I honestly was bamboozled by this, is that the new starter car for MRT is the Mark II Supra. Now, before, when I entered a lobby, I'm looking at a bunch of Mark II Supras in white color all over the place, and I'm wondering, okay, is this some kind of a cult? Is there like a movement or an event going on that I don't know about? But hey, it is the new starter car, and I don't know what they did with the beater, but hey, at least you get a good unrusted car for your starter car. And the Mark II Supra is pretty decent from what I've heard. I own the Mark III, however, so yeah, we'll be making a video on the Mark II soon if I'm able to get my hands on one, because I don't have one. I don't know why. But anyway, moving on. Since we were talking about the fact that you have to own a tier 4 car, let's go and talk about the affordable options that you have for the tier 4 sector. Now, the first affordable option that you got as a tier 4 car is the Dodge Viper ACR, or as it's known in the game as the 2017 Buffalo 8er RCT Extreme. Yeah, so that is the first tier 4 car that you can get. It costs around 15,202,000 yen in the game, and it has pretty good stats, but from what I've heard, I never got the chance to drive it yet, but from what I've heard, it suffers with the 5th and 6th gear apparently. But in the Porsches section, you get a whole lot of good options, and honestly, the Porsches are the ones that everyone is getting because they really handle all the turns at high speed very, very well. Yes, I had the chance to drive the GT3 RS, and it's like butter smooth. Like, I've suffered with a lot of things with the GTR in many things, but the Porsches, man, they are like the easy way, the cheat code to driving smoothly in terms of a tier 4. Now we also have the Ferrari F40 over here, and we now have lots of options, like basically 2 more options, well 3 if you count the trim, but we have the Lamborghini Gallardo and we have the Lamborghini Murcielago as well. We also have the Lexus LFA in the tier 4, and then we have 2 Nissan GT-R R35s. One is the Nismo, and I believe the other one is the R35 old version, the one I believe which came out in 2009. I believe. So yeah, those are all the tier 4s that you can get and buy. The prices are just given along the video. The most affordable one is the, at least in my terms, I'd say the most affordable and good one is the 2009 R35. But then you have the Honda Civic, the new one, which I believe is around about 6 million yen or something like that. But hey, those are all the tier 4 cars, and the changes that you'll notice that these cars are mostly being driven by the majority of players. Okay, now another change that I noticed was that when I opened up my garage, all my cars were this weird white color. Now, apparently, you have the option to edit the clear coat of your car. So as you can see right here, if you tinker this around, it changes the color. And if you go over here, you can get kind of a pearlescent bit of coloring, as you can change the clear coat to be one color and then the base layer of your car to be another color, and you'll get some pretty cool combinations that you can make with your imagination. And yeah, that's something that is pretty cool, and it adds another layer of more in-depth customization to your car in Midnight Racing Tokyo. I'd like to finish this video with something that I've really noticed is that, you know, MRT has become quite competitive as compared to before. You know, you see everyone grinding to upgrade their level, to upgrade their manufacturer level so that they'll be able to unlock tuning, this and that. And now basically before, I mean, if you'll relate to this, if you left a long time ago and it came back after a long time, basically the grind has multiplied into 100. You really have to grind hard if you want to get good stuff in the game. For example, better cars and better tuning. Now, if you are going for the tier 4 tuning, then well, it's going to be pretty expensive because the tunes cost quite a good amount of money even after being unlocked. I'm talking about 1 million to 700,000 yen. And then on top of that, if you're going for, let's say, the Lamborghini Murcielago, it's going to cost you a cool 64 million yen. Now that is really going to burn a hole through your pocket, and the amount of grinding that you're going to have to do to reach that kind of money, and then grind again if you're deciding to tune the Murcielago, it is an astronomical level of a grind that we're talking about. So on that note, that is it for this video, and these are all the changes that I've noticed and that I felt maybe should be handy for other people to know who are coming back after a long time, just like me. And these changes will, noticing these changes will help you out a lot to get back into the groove. Also, the chassis update has also been added, and the cars handle way more better than it used to before. So that is also something you need to look out for. And yeah, beware though, tier 3 has seen some changes, and there are going to be some changes which you'll notice. The cars that you used to probably drive before that used to be the best are now maybe the worst, or maybe they're just slow, because tier 4 once again is the dominating class of cars that is in the game. So that is it for this video, everyone. I hope you liked what I had to say, and I hope that this is helpful to all of you who are returning to MRT like me after a long time. So yeah, if you like this video, if you enjoyed it, do hit that like button and do subscribe to the channel for more updates. This is Retro Kaiser signing off, and I'll see you guys in the next video.